The India-Pakistan relationship has always been a complex one, marked by periods of uneasy peace and open conflict. May 8, 2025, marks the second day of a dangerous escalation that has the potential to spiral out of control. The seeds of this conflict were sown weeks ago, culminating in a series of events that have brought the two nuclear-armed neighbors to the brink. The world watches with bated breath, hoping for a swift de-escalation. The situation on the ground remains tense, with reports of military buildup and civilian casualties. Both countries have engaged in a war of words, accusing each other of violating international law and resorting to unprovoked aggression. The international community has called for restraint from both sides, urging dialogue to resolve the crisis. However, with tensions running high and neither side willing to back down, the path to peace seems fraught with challenges. The coming days will be crucial in determining whether this conflict can be contained or whether it will escalate further, with potentially disastrous consequences for the region and the world. The current crisis can be traced back to the horrific terror attack in Pahalgam on April 22, 2025. The attack, which claimed the lives of 26 innocent civilians, including Indian tourists and a Nepalese citizen, sent shockwaves across India and beyond. India was quick to blame Pakistan-based terrorist groups for the attack, further straining the already fragile relationship between the two countries. In response to the Pahalgam attack, India launched Operation Sindoor on May 7, 2025. This operation involved airstrikes on suspected terrorist camps located within Pakistan-administered Kashmir. India claimed that the strikes were successful in neutralizing the targets and eliminating a significant number of terrorists. However, Pakistan disputed these claims, alleging that the strikes resulted in civilian casualties and constituted a violation of its sovereignty. Pakistan vowed to retaliate and, true to its word, launched a series of missile and drone attacks against Indian military installations on May 8, 2025. This marked a significant escalation of the conflict, pushing the two nations closer to the precipice of war. May 8, 2025, witnessed a barrage of military exchanges between India and Pakistan. Pakistan launched missiles towards Indian military targets in Jammu and Rajasthan. India, however, claimed that its S-400 air defense systems successfully intercepted the incoming missiles. In addition to the missile attacks, both sides also deployed drones to target each other's military assets. Pakistan claimed that its drones had successfully hit targets in Indian-administered Kashmir. India, on the other hand, asserted that it had downed several Pakistani drones that had crossed into its airspace. The day's events resulted in casualties on both sides of the border. While the exact numbers remain unclear due to conflicting reports, it's evident that the fighting has caused loss of life and destruction of property. The civilian population living along the line of control has been particularly affected, with many forced to flee their homes in search of safety. The escalating conflict has sent ripples of concern across the globe. The international community has been unanimous in its call for restraint and de-escalation. The United Nations Security Council held an emergency meeting to discuss the situation, urging both India and Pakistan to exercise maximum restraint and engage in dialogue to resolve their differences peacefully. Major world powers, including the United States, Russia and China, have also expressed their concern over the escalating tensions and called for a peaceful resolution. The international community recognizes the potential for this conflict to spiral out of control, given that both India and Pakistan possess nuclear weapons. The situation remains fluid and unpredictable. While both sides have shown no signs of backing down, there is hope that diplomatic efforts will prevail and a peaceful resolution can be found. The world watches and waits, hoping that sanity will prevail and this conflict will not escalate into a full-blown war with devastating consequences.